Good evening. My husband, my hero. 4 words that capture the love of a brave couple who nearly died, stabbed in a horrific home invasion south of the border.
Di Blessing has revealed she's out of hospital and she's paid tribute to her husband Keith for shooting the stranger who was allegedly trying to kill them.
Discharged from hospital, and Di Blessing's first priority? A message of thanks. We have been overwhelmed, completely blown away and comforted. Di and husband Keith were viciously assaulted and stabbed in their rural home Thursday morning. Keith fought off the attacker, shooting him in the stomach. From Di, this horrific incident has left us shattered, revealing her husband was still in hospital but out of intensive care. Her most powerful message to him: my hero. There can surely be no greater love than shielding and protecting a loved one. Without him, I believe I'd not be alive today. Also praising her family for weaving a web of support around them.
We're very proud of our parents and their bravery. No family should ever have to go through this.
To the police, paramedics, hospital and Westpac chopper crews, we owe them our lives.
And we all just so pleased to hear that they're making a good recovery.
Thanks too for the support from hometown Torrington.
It's just such a terrible random thing that's happened to them, something completely unexpected.
The Torrington community had set up a GoFundMe page for the Blessings, but the couple have politely declined, saying they'll pass any donations straight back to the Westpac Rescue Service. The next statement the Blessings will give will be to police, New South Wales detectives, to interview them in coming days. Chris Reason, 7 News.
One of the last relics of industry on the Brisbane River could transform how Queenslanders live and play. The Paul's Milk Factory has been bought by 2 Olympians who fell in love at one Games and want to leave a legacy for the next.
The Australians with Stockwell came in second.
He chased medals in the pool. 40 years on, Mark Stockwell has podiumed again, this time in the property race.
I've always looked at this site as the prize development site in Brisbane.
Taking over Parmalat, an almost century-old milk factory, prime real estate to become a 2032 centrepiece.
The Olympics has been the start of our journey.
It's where he found love with fellow Olympic great Tracy Colkins. Now married 35 years, it's through the couple's private property company Stockwell they plan to leave a legacy. Over 5 hectares, 12 towers to live and work in, a 400-room hotel, a beer mile of bars from the convention centre to Suncorp, 2 games venues for climbing and skateboarding, and a champions walk.
Brisbane is becoming a world-class city, and Brisbane is about to be a world-known city.
Lactalis workers are still on site until September, so work won't begin for a while. It's also a huge task ahead, a 10 to 15-year development, meaning only some parts will be ready for the Brisbane Games. Marking the end of Southbank's industrial era, the Visi Glass factory next door in for an overhaul too.
Well, probably about time. If you think about all of the older inner city industrial sites, they've given way to new mixed-use communities, and people love the after. No one wants the before.
History paving a path for the future. Jade Richards, 7 News.
Now to Marlena Watt. Marlena, hundreds of affordable homes have been axed in the southeast.
Yes, Max, the state government has ordered developers to dump plans for 550 affordable homes as part of the Walker Corporation's mega apartment complex at Robina on the Gold Coast. They were initially set aside for lower paid nurses, teachers and first home buyers. The Deputy Premier has also directed developers to axe 36 affordable units in Brisbane at Lutwyche. Jared Blay says more than 6,000 social and affordable homes are planned across the state, while also pointing to a recommendation from the Productivity Commission to avoid mandates.
What rubbish. And if I seem pissed off about that, yes, it's because people my age and the next generation are being locked out of the property market.
All the ones that I could think of are just empty blocks of land, like the one that we're on here. They were spending more on mowing than they were on building.
The units are now destined for the open market and could sell for eye-watering prices. Sarah?
Thank you, Marlena. A driver who killed an adored Gold Coast boy during a family bike ride was drunk, on drugs and speeding faster than cars on a freeway. The child's loved ones were in court to hear that the man did it for the thrill.
Through hugs and tears, family and friends standing with Aidan, the 9-year-old who loved Godzilla and monster trucks, killed by Keith Andrew Chambers, a high-range drink driver on prescription drugs, speeding up to 64 kilometres an hour above the limit when he lost control, crashing into Aidan and his father on a family bike ride in Robina, 2024. His mother told Chambers, "Your name etched into my brain like cancer as I watched my little boy's body fly into the air in an instant and then watching the blood drip from his mouth and lips. A parent should never have to bury their child." His father, David, now has PTSD, also traumatised at learning the accident's insurance payout was $9,775. That is what my child was worth when killed. Chambers pleaded guilty to 3 charges, including manslaughter. Prosecutors are demanding no less than 12 years jail. The convicted killer was at times emotional, but his eyes remained downcast through almost an hour of victim impact statements that even brought court security to tears. How long Chambers will spend behind bars is a decision the judge has reserved until a later date. An anxious wait for Aidan's family and friends. Garth Burley, 7 News.
A group of young e-bike riders has been filmed dicing with death on a busy Gold Coast road. Dashcam shows the riders on the tram tracks and weaving dangerously through traffic in Surfers Paradise. They ignore a red light, blocking a car trying to get through the intersection. The video has more than 1,000 comments online calling for more to be done to stop the reckless behaviour.
A senior industrial relations executive has broken down in tears, detailing an aggressive encounter with former CFMEU leaders. Anna McGraw joins us in studio with the details. Anna, this woman feared that she would be assaulted.
Well, Sarah, the experienced public servant struggled as she relived the alleged terrifying meeting with 2 men at the union's Bowen Hills headquarters in 2018. Andrea Fox, a senior executive in the Office of Industrial Relations, told the inquiry she was threatened by the duo, which included Michael Ravbar. She says they took her into a meeting room where Ravbar told her he'd throw her out of the building and onto the street.
I just remember telling myself you're just going to have to really watch these 2 men because this might get physical.
During cross-examination, lawyers for Michael Ravbar disputed claims he was aggressive and yelling. Max and Sarah will hear more from other senior members of the government tomorrow.
Thank you, Anna.